You've been lied to about suffering your entire life. You've been trained to treat it like an illness, numb it, medicate it, drown it in noise, dopamine, and fake comfort. But listen carefully. Suffering is not the enemy. Suffering is the forge. Pain is the hammer. And what you call weakness is just raw steel waiting to be shaped. Think back over your life. Every humiliation, every betrayal, every moment you were brought to your knees and wondered who you even were anymore. None of that was random. Those moments were not sent to destroy you. They were designed to strip you. Strip the softness. Strip the illusions. Strip the fantasy that somebody is coming to rescue you. Here is the brutal truth. No one is coming. There is no savior, no cavalry, no miracle deadline extension on your life. There is only you, and what you decide to do with the pain you've already lived through. Comfort is the real assassin. Ease is the slow poison. Men don't drown in storms. They drown in pillows, couches, and endless entertainment. They die in climate-controlled rooms, scrolling their lives away, promising themselves they'll change tomorrow. But you are not here to drown. You are here to walk into the fire and come out different. Your task is simple and merciless. Take the agony that turns most men into victims and weld it into a weapon that makes you untouchable. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Transformation does not come from comfort. It comes from necessity, from the cold realization that you either adapt or you are crushed. The weak cling to fantasies of fairness, to the hope that if they are nice enough, harmless enough, quiet enough, life will spare them. You don't get that luxury anymore. You must kill the fantasy. You must see the world as it is, indifferent, ruthless, unforgiving, and once you accept that, something shifts inside you. Suffering stops looking like a curse and starts looking like fuel. Fuel to rebuild. Fuel to reinvent. Fuel to become someone no storm can bend. So let's break Machiavelli's cold law of transformation down. Number 1, weak minds chase comfort. Watch how most people move through life. The moment things feel hard, they run. They run from the cold, from hunger, from boredom, from responsibility, from any form of pressure. They treat discomfort like an emergency instead of a training ground. They wrap themselves in softness and call it self-care. But really, it's slow self-destruction. They beg the world to keep them safe, entertained, and unchallenged. And then they wonder why they feel empty, anxious, and powerless. Comfort does not protect you. Comfort kills you in slow motion. Comfort dulls your instincts. It blunts your edge. It takes the wolf and turns him into a house pet. It makes you forget that life is war. History is brutal on this point. Every empire collapses when its men become too soft, too addicted to convenience, too scared to feel pain. Once comfort becomes the highest value, decay has already begun. And right now, whether you realize it or not, you are choosing sides. Pain is the admission fee to greatness. Discomfort is the toll booth you must pass to reach power. Every time you dodge suffering, you lose a piece of yourself. Every time you surrender to comfort, you feed the weakest part of you and starve the strongest. Do you want to become untouchable? Then you must stop running where other men run. Walk directly into what they avoid. Choose the cold shower. Choose the hard conversation. Choose the lonely grind. Train your body to endure what feels impossible. Train your mind to stay calm when others break. Stop craving the fake warmth of total safety. It will never satisfy you because it was never built to make you strong. Ask instead for the fire. Ask for the pressure. Ask for the struggle that burns mediocrity out of your system. Machiavelli wrote that necessity sharpens a man's spirit. Only when you are pressed, cornered, stripped of your excuses, do you discover what you are truly capable of. Weak minds never learn this. They die in comfort, never realizing that their safety was a cage. You have a different path. You can turn your suffering into steel. You can strip away every fragile piece of you and rebuild yourself into someone who doesn't bend and doesn't break. If you're ready to step into that fire, mark it below. Comfort is my enemy. Struggle is my strength. Number 2, kill attachment. Attachment is the leash that keeps men enslaved. You think you own things, your car, your job title, your relationships. But if losing them would destroy you, then they own you. The world senses this dependence like a predator smells blood. The moment you cling, you become predictable, controllable, breakable. Machiavelli warned, "He who depends on others is already weak." And he was right. The man who can't stand alone will eventually crawl for survival. Attachment is the hidden chain that keeps you kneeling to things that could vanish tomorrow. Understand this. Everything you hold can be taken. Your money, your reputation, even the people you love. None of it is guaranteed. And when those things disappear, as they always do, if your identity collapses with them, then you were never strong. You were just decorating your fragility with symbols of power. The cure? Ruthlessness. You must kill attachment before attachment kills you. Stand alone in the cold, empty space of independence. Learn to breathe there. Because when you no longer cling to outcomes, when you no longer need others to feel whole, you become ungovernable. If you love, love without dependence. If you lead, lead without needing applause. If you build, build knowing it could all burn. And you would still be you. That's real power. The ability to lose everything without losing yourself. Life will take from you. It will betray you. It will strip your hands bare. But if you've already detached, there's nothing left for it to take. Pain loses its sting when you stop clutching at what was never yours to keep. Detachment is not coldness. It's freedom. It's standing so still in yourself that no loss can move you. When you kill attachment, you rob suffering of its weapon. You turn detachment into armor. You walk through the world, unbound, untethered, unbreakable. Say it. Nothing owns me. I walk untethered. Number 3, weaponize your presence. Most men move through the world like ghosts, unnoticed, uncertain, begging silently to be liked. They dissolve into the background because their presence carries no gravity. They don't understand that presence is power, that silence can hit harder than shouting. But you are not here to blend in. You are here to dominate the air you breathe. Your presence should strike before your words do. When you walk into a room, your energy should speak for you. Machiavelli wrote that perception rules the world. Men are moved by appearances more than truth. That means you must forge your presence like a weapon, something sharp, controlled, undeniable. This is not arrogance. It's mastery. Control your body. Control your eyes. Control your done. No frantic movements. No nervous laughter. No desperate gestures to fill silence. Move like every action has weight. Speak like every word is chosen with purpose. When you stop trying to impress and start embodying calm authority, people feel it before they understand it. Your voice becomes command-measured, unhurried, steady. Your silence becomes pressure forcing others to fill it. Your gaze becomes a test, steady enough to make others question themselves. When you master this, you'll discover something hidden. The world bends to presence. Weak men seek approval. Strong men radiate inevitability. Presence makes people defer before you ask. It makes them second-guess their own confidence in your shadow. But don't misunderstand, presence can't be faked. The moment you pretend, it collapses. True presence comes from the control of emotion, of thought, of reaction. It's born from silence inside you, from the discipline of not begging, not rushing, not explaining. You don't posture, you embody. You don't try, you already are. When you walk, people watch. When you speak, they listen. When you fall silent, the air itself waits. That is command. That is power. Train your body into calm dominance. Train your voice to carry gravity. Train your mind to be still under fire. And when you have done this, you will never have to chase power again. It will begin to chase you. My presence is my power. Number 4. Embrace betrayal. This one will hurt, but it will free you. Betrayal is not an accident. It's a law. No matter how loyal, how good, how kind you are, the people closest to you will, one day, turn. Friends will fracture. Lovers will leave. Allies will envy. The weak will cry about it, curse the universe, and break apart. But Machiavelli understood the darker truth. Men are fickle. Loyalty is conditional. So stop expecting purity in a world built on self-interest. Expect betrayal. Welcome it when it comes. Because every knife in your back means you are dangerous enough to be worth betraying. Each act of treachery is a purification. It removes the weak, the false, the dependent. It sharpens your awareness. It teaches you not to hand out your trust like a beggar handing coins. Every betrayal is a lesson in vigilance, a lesson in silence, a lesson in how to watch without revealing what you see. The man who survives betrayal becomes untouchable. He doesn't rush to trust. He doesn't bleed over the same wound twice. He sees through smiles. He knows how to stand alone. Do not hate betrayal. Use it. Every traitor is a teacher. Every scar is armor. When the world betrays you, thank it. It just showed you where your illusions still lived. Say it now. Betrayal sharpens my steel. Number 5. Command your emotions. Every man wants power, but few realize the first battlefield is internal. The man who can't control his emotions is already conquered. He's a puppet in human skin, his strings pulled by every insult, rejection, and fleeting desire. Watch how most men react to life. Someone disrespects them, and they explode. Someone leaves them, and they crumble. Someone doubts them, and they spiral into over-explanation. They think they're free, but they're slaves to every spark of emotion that flickers inside them. Machiavelli's law is brutally simple. The ruler is not the man who conquers nations, but the man who conquers himself. Because without emotional command, every enemy owns a piece of you. The manipulator baits you with mockery. The coward traps you in pity. The betrayer controls you with guilt. The world can move you like a marionette because you've given away your strings. When you master your emotions, everything reverses. You feel anger, but you do not erupt. You channel it like a blacksmith channels fire, shaping it into precision. You feel fear, but you do not flee. You turn it into caution, strategy, readiness. You feel desire, but you do not kneel to it. You bend it to your will. Emotional control does not mean you become numb. It means you learn to weaponize what others waste. Think of it like a storm. The average man is tossed by it terrified, screaming, blind. But the disciplined man? He stands in the center, in the calm. while everything rages around him. His face still, his heartbeat steady, his voice clear. That's the kind of presence that bends the world. People fear what they cannot read. They cannot manipulate the man whose eyes reveal nothing. They cannot shake the man whose voice never trembles. When you master your emotions, you become that man, the one everyone senses but no one understands. Imagine yourself on a battlefield, arrows falling, chaos screaming, men breaking in terror. And there you stand, motionless, calm, commanding. That calm is power. That calm makes others follow you without question. So train it. Every time you are insulted, stay silent. Every time you are provoked, breathe. Every time you want to break, stay still. Every small act of control tightens your grip. Every moment of restraint forges another link in the chain of power that holds your mind steady. Eventually, your emotions no longer rule you. They serve you. You will deploy anger when strategy demands it. You will reveal warmth when it benefits your purpose. You will feel everything, but nothing will own you. Command yourself, and you command the battlefield. Lose control, and you are nothing but prey. Weak men are ruled by emotion. Powerful men rule through emotion. Say it now. I command myself. I command the world. Number 6. Turn pain into discipline. Pain is the raw currency of transformation. Everyone suffers, but only a few learn how to spend that suffering wisely. Most people drown in it. They run to distractions, to drugs, to meaningless pleasure. They waste their agony by trying to escape it. You must do the opposite. Your pain is not your punishment. It is your training ground. Every heartbreak, every sleepless night, every humiliation, every betrayal, they're all weights in the gym of life. The weak cry under the load. The strong build muscle from it. Discipline is born in the fire of suffering. It's the refusal to break when everything inside you begs for rest. It's the voice that says, "Not yet," when the world says, "Give up." When your body aches, discipline moves it anyway. When your mind screams, discipline silences it. When temptation whispers, discipline binds you back to your mission. Pain will visit you daily. It will test you in the smallest ways. It will ask, how much can you take? And if you learn to welcome that test, if you can smile in the midst of it, you become unstoppable. Understand this. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the forge. Motivation fades when you're tired. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It obeys necessity, not mood. You can't build it when life is easy. You forge it only when life is hell. Every time you get up when you want to sleep, you're building discipline. Every time you work when no one's watching, you're building discipline. Every time you refuse comfort, you're hardening steel. And over time, those repetitions form a fortress inside you. A fortress so solid that chaos can't breach it. Pain will always exist, but discipline makes sure you rise through it, not beneath it. Pain is the fire. Discipline is the blade. And you are the blacksmith. You are the... Use every ounce of suffering to shape yourself into something greater than flesh. The world will keep throwing storms at you. It will hand you pain without warning. But if you keep forging through discipline, every wound becomes armor. Every trial becomes fuel. Remember, you can't avoid pain, but you can choose what it makes of you. Let it make you unshakable. Say it. Pain builds my discipline. Discipline builds my power. Number 7. Silence is authority. The world is loud. Everyone's talking, posting, explaining, performing. Believing noise equals influence. But the truth is colder. The more you talk, the more you expose. Every unnecessary word gives away a fragment of your strategy, your fear, your uncertainty. Machiavelli knew this. The ruler's power comes not from what he says, but from what he withholds. Silence unsettles. Silence controls. Silence makes people reveal themselves while you stay unreadable. When you speak less, you see more. You hear the details everyone else misses. You start to sense the cracks in people's confidence, the tremors behind their words. A silent man becomes a mirror. Everyone projects their thoughts onto him, trying to interpret what he's thinking. That's how power grows through mystery. Picture this: a room full of chatter, everyone fighting to be heard. Then you enter calm, quiet, motionless. You don't join the noise, you observe. Instantly, attention shifts. People start watching you, guessing your thoughts. That's control without effort. Silence makes people chase your approval, your reaction, your validation, and in that chase, you own them. When you finally speak, your words hit like iron because they're rare. Precision replaces volume. Command replaces explanation. The undisciplined man fears silence. He fills it with nervous laughter, useless stories, desperate attempts to be liked. The strong man endures silence like a lion watching from the shade, patient, still, certain. Lions don't roar all day. They wait. And when they do, the jungle listens. Be that lion. Speak only when it matters. Let your silence be your throne. Say it now. My silence is my throne. Number 8. Dominate through detachment. Every man who is ruled by attachment is already defeated. You might think you own your life, but if someone can control your emotions by threatening what you love, they own you. When you crave approval, they trap you with compliments. When you crave love, they control you with affection. When you crave wealth, they enslave you with promises. And when you fear loss, they crush you with its threat. Attachment is a leash tied around your soul. You can't see it, but every time you cling, it tightens. Machiavelli warned that a ruler must never depend on anything outside himself, not love, not safety, not the approval of others. Because the moment you need something, your power ends. To dominate through detachment doesn't mean becoming heartless. It means caring without needing. It means holding everything lightly, never grasping, never begging. When you detach, you gain clarity. You see people's motives without the fog of emotion. You see how easily most men sell their freedom just to feel wanted. You stop reacting and start observing. You stop chasing and start commanding. This is freedom. To own everything, but be owned by nothing. When you are detached, no one can threaten you. No one can bribe you. No one can manipulate you with fear or temptation. You become the calm center in a world of desperate clingers. Weak men cling to outcomes, terrified of loss. Strong men detach, knowing they can rebuild from nothing. The man who can walk away from anything cannot be broken by anything. So train this ruthlessness. When your heart begins to cling, loosen its grip. When your mind obsesses, pull it back. When fear whispers, "What if you lose it?" Respond, "Then I'll start again." Detachment doesn't kill emotion, it controls it. It doesn't remove love, it removes dependency. You can give everything and still stay free. Once you detach, you become unpredictable. No one can box you in because you're willing to burn everything if necessary. That's real power. Freedom from fear. Say it, nothing binds me. I am untouchable. Number 9. Fear is leverage. Men aren't guided by logic. They're guided by fear. Fear is what moves crowds. bends loyalty, and keeps order. Machiavelli wrote, "It is safer to be feared than loved, because love is fragile, but fear endures." Most men avoid fear. They want to be liked, to be harmless, to fit in. But harmless men are forgettable. They inspire neither loyalty nor respect. You must learn to wield fear like a craftsman wields a blade, not wildly, but precisely. To be feared doesn't mean to be cruel. It means to be formidable. It means carrying yourself in a way that warns others, silently. Cross me and there will be a price. Fear isn't built through noise. It's built through consistency. When you say you'll act, you act. When you draw a line, you enforce it. When you promise consequence, you deliver. Weak men bluff and beg. Strong men make examples. Over time, people learn. Your silence becomes your warning. Your presence becomes the consequence. That is the highest form of control, when people discipline themselves in your absence. But fear must be measured. If people hate you more than they fear you, they will rise against you. The art lies in balance enough fear to command respect, but not enough to breed rebellion. Consistency builds that balance. Cold, steady enforcement of your boundaries. No rage, no chaos, just inevitable consequence. When you master that, you won't need to threaten. Your reputation will do it for you. Say it. Fear is my weapon. Respect is my shadow. Number 10. The law of transformation. All of this suffering, discipline, detachment, fear leads to one truth. Transformation. Transformation is the passage from weakness to power, from illusion to reality, from flesh to steel. It begins in pain, hardens through discipline, and completes through detachment. Machiavelli knew, comfort never creates greatness. Fire does. Cold necessity does. Every failure, every betrayal, every loss, those weren't punishments. They were the furnace meant to burn away who you were. The world tried to break you, but it handed you the raw material for your evolution. Each scar is a mark of becoming, proof that you survived the fire and came out harder. But transformation doesn't happen by accident. Weak men suffer and stay the same. Strong men suffer and choose to change. You must use every wound as fuel. Replace chaos with discipline. Replace emotion with control. Replace need with detachment. Kill the illusions, comfort, attachment, validation, and rise beyond them. Become something unbending, silent, inevitable. The world only respects one thing: power. Power over yourself, power over emotion, power over circumstance. Transformation demands sacrifice. You must betray who you were to become who you must be. Burn the old self without mercy. And when the smoke clears, stand tall, cold, calm, unshakable. Say it. I rise through suffering. I am transformation. The law of transformation is the ultimate truth, the final stage of power. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming unbreakable. It's the process of turning every wound, every loss, every betrayal into something unshakable inside you. Transformation doesn't happen when life is easy. It happens when you've lost everything soft to cling to. When the world crushes you and you choose not to stay crushed. Machiavelli understood that true strength is born only from necessity. Comfort creates decay. Struggle creates greatness. The men who rise are not the ones shielded from pain. They're the ones who use it. Suffering burns away illusion. It tears off the layers of comfort and forces you to see reality. Brutal, cold, honest. That moment of confrontation, when there's no one left to blame, is where transformation begins. But pain alone won't save you. Pain is raw fuel. You must turn it into discipline. Discipline is the act of converting agony into structure, chaos into control. When you want to stop, you continue. When the world tells you to rest, you move. Discipline doesn't care about emotion. It serves only necessity. Every act of consistency in the face of struggle is a piece of your rebirth. Every time you push through exhaustion, every time you keep your word when no one's watching, you're reforging yourself. Then comes detachment. If discipline gives you strength, detachment gives you freedom. You can train, fight, win. But if you're still owned by desire, you're not free. Detachment teaches you to hold the world loosely, to love without dependence, to act without craving outcomes, to walk away without collapse. When you master detachment, nothing owns you anymore. Not money, not love, not approval. You become a man the world can't tempt or threaten. You operate from choice, not need. And when discipline and detachment merge, you gain the final form of control. Command over emotion. You don't react to the world. The world reacts to you. You no longer chase validation or fear rejection. You radiate a presence that moves people before you even speak. This is what Machiavelli meant by the ruler forged by suffering. The man who rises through pain and emerges calm, deliberate, unreadable. He doesn't shout. He doesn't explain. He simply acts, and his very stillness becomes authority. Transformation is not a single victory. It's a lifelong refinement. Each loss, betrayal, and failure is another strike of the hammer shaping you into steel. Every storm strengthens your spine. Every silence sharpens your mind. You will lose people. You will be misunderstood. You will walk alone. But solitude is the crucible where power hardens. Lions don't walk in packs. They walk alone, and the world clears a path. One day, you'll wake up and realize nothing external has power over you anymore. The storms will come. The knives will strike. But you'll remain unshaken. Because you're no longer flesh reacting to chaos. You are focus wrapped in silence. That is the law of transformation. Pain is your forge. Discipline is your blade. Detachment is your armor. Silence is your crown. And you are the blacksmith of your destiny. Say it. I rise through suffering. I am transformation. Welcome to the Dark Codex.